right. Introducing first, in no particular order. I'm going to sound like a wrestling announcer as I do this. Please welcome Kellen Goff.
I'll sit next to you. Hi.
Okay. Please welcome next, Ricco Fajardo.
Mirio. Super Mirio Brothers.
The Super Mirio Brothers. It's a me, Mirio.
Up next, please welcome Aaron Dismuke.
Hey, Ron. Yeah.
And of course, please welcome Lindsay Seidel.
Gee, hi y'all. Thanks for coming.
Hey.
Yeah.
How you guys doing today?
Super
Good.
This con's awesome, guys. First time at SacAnime. You guys are great.
Yeah, we've had so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. I'm coming back after 3 years. This was my first convention, so happy to be back. Thank you for having me.
And I'm a Bay Area boy, born and raised from San Jose. So being back here, I'm like, back to Cali. It's really exciting. So happy to be here with you guys.
When
I looked at you, Aaron, like I wanted you to say.
that was my turn. Yes, I also. It's good. I was just looking for my tentacle finger, and I found it. So yeah, that exists.
Oh God, it's already begun.
Don't run from this.
I don't like how it's moving.
It's got a life of its own.
I don't
guys.
trust it.
It was very organic. I like it.
Super. Just came from the heart. This is like all nice and quiet. I should drop a beat or something.
Yes.
All right. Will you freestyle?
No.
Lindsay, will you freestyle?
Oh, absolutely not.
Well,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get this officially started now that the tentacle finger has been found. So why don't you guys go ahead, and if I already know I introduced you guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody and your character?
For me, or
I guess.
Any order
Yeah, you go first.
It's perfectly fine.
my character is Kai Chisaki, or Overhaul, who's and I'm very happy to be here. He's going to be the main antagonist for season 4 coming in October. So I hope you guys like it. And I guess one of his lines is, "You guys are sick. What you need is a cure." And I'll pass it over to something sunnier.
Yeah. Just a happy disposition. My name is Ricco Fajardo, and I play Mirio Togata. Guys, it's crazy. It's freaking crazy. And I've probably said this way too many times, and I won't blow up the mic, but power! A ton of times. Remember that. Super stoked. Awesome character. So excited.
My name's Aaron Dismuke, and I play Tamaki, or Sun Eater, I think is his hero name. Yeah, he's a good boy.
It's really good.
Also, somebody has a sign that says, "Notice me, senpai." I don't know if I'm your senpai or not, but I did notice.
Noticed.
Noticed. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Seidel, and I am the voice of Nejire Hado. And am I supposed to be doing a line
I
as
don't know.
Nejire? Is that something
Kellen
we're doing?
started it.
Yeah, I mean, do you
Aaron didn't
remember?
go.
broke it.
though.
Aaron broke it though, so I mean you can.
Here, I'll start.
Yeah,
and
you
you
have a
can
choice.
respond.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my little kitten, Tamaki Yamachiki.
Oh yeah, way to go.
Hey.
It's absolutely amazing.
I can't do it.
Are you imagining all of them as potatoes?
I'm trying to imagine them all as potatoes,
Do what
but
I
it's not
taught you.
working. They still have human bodies.
All of them. I thought that was his quirk, by the way, at first, when all their faces were potatoes. I was like, this dude can turn people into potatoes?
That is lethal.
That is lethal. They can't breathe.
Yeah. They can't do much of anything
Viciously
anymore.
clawing at their, like, but they still have their bodies.
That fight's over so fast.
Yes. Potato.
You're a potato now.
You're a tree. You're a tree.
All for one? Nope, potato.
All for potato.
Detroit. Potato. Oh! Stun lock, dude. Crowd control. Anyway.
Yeah.
I have a sudden urge for like a baked potato now.
There's like so many catchphrases you could make out of that too. Like,
How so?
I'm gonna mash you, boil you, stick you in a stew.
Oh, damn.
You went for Lord of the Rings flex. All right.
Saute you.
Fair.
Well, let's go ahead and start with a few questions before we get to the Q&A part, of course. So let's go and ask, let's start with a fun one. This is one of my favorite questions to ask voice actors. So let's start with something interesting. Let's hear
Oh, boy.
some funny stories from the booth.
Okay.
Funny stories from the booth. Oh boy. Well, I guess if we're talking My Hero Academia, when I was first recording for this, I was like, over the phone, because I'm based in Burbank and the rest of you are based in what
Tejas.
was it, Texas?
Old Texas.
Yeah.
That's right. Lone
But-
Star State.
Yeah, but I had just gotten off of the biggest case of bronchitis I had ever had, so that's why he sounds a bit husky in the couple of episodes. And yes, I can replicate it. Continuity will stay, but it was just so funny because like she told me to cough, and I'm like, no problem, and I came was like, and she's like,
It's so real.
Okay, Kellen, try it again. The timing was great, but maybe less wet. Yeah. I was like,
Wow, I've never got that direction before.
so that's one of my short ones. You guys got some?
That's hardcore, man. No, but, I love how you're saying you're all sick. The irony is you were sick.
Yeah.
You are the sick.
I was compensating. I was trying to throw the blame on other people.
right.
Yeah.
Incredible.
If you say they're sick, then they won't think that you're in fact the sick.
That's
one.
right, yeah. Just
Right.
quickly displace. For the one that keeps popping up, but I guess it happens pretty rarely. Well, actually, I don't know. I got locked in the booth. Like for real, for a good amount of time. This was during the recording of Assassination Classroom. I was working next door
Oh,
with.
I didn't realize that's what the show was.
Yeah, and so sometimes when you're working on shows, like in multiple shows, you'll go from booth to booth. And I was about to leave for the day. I think I was working with Mike on Grimgar, I think, and then I was getting ready to
Mike.
leave. McFarlane.
Mike McFarlane.
McFarlane on Grimgar. And as I was leaving the studio, Afia goes like, "Hey, wait, Ricco, I got one line for you for Itana in Assassination Classroom." I was like, "Oh, great, cool." So I'm rolling in there. My day's kind of finished. I'm pretty tired, getting ready to go eat because I'm so hungry. And so I go, yeah, well, you expend a lot of energy in the booth. And I go into the booth. It's one of the bigger ones. I think it was, let's see, A, B, C, D, E, D. I think it's Studio D, if you guys ever visit.
F comes after D,
F comes after D.
according to the school system.
Studio D, I go inside, I close the door. It makes a weird kind of clunk sound as it closes. I do my line, my one line. Cool, all done. I start to leave, and then, my brother's calling me. Sorry, bro, we're doing a panel. Okay, so
No, you should answer it.
Yeah, answer
Too late,
it.
too late.
Hold it up
Oh,
to the mic.
no.
See what he has
he's
to
probably
say.
trying to get here. I'm in here. Kuya, I'm in here.
brother.
Yeah.
He's in here.
Brother, Nissan. Anyway,
Oni-chan. Okay.
let me finish the story. Sorry. No. I just want to finish so everyone else can go. I got locked in the booth. The door went clunk. Afia thought I was joking. I'm like, click, click, click. No, for real, open up. I'm rather claustrophobic. And so I'm like arachnophobic slightly and claustrophobic for real. So I was like, hey guys, I'm about to lose my mind. I'm like starting to get sweaty. So if you ever have any interest, you can go #FreeRicco, RICCO, look it up. It's called The Saga of Free Ricco. And Afia documented it. There's pictures of me freaking out in the booth. I went feral at one point because I got stuck in there for almost
Didn't
an hour.
you take your shirt off at one point?
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
It was hot, and I had like I had like this much water.
If someone starts taking photos of Ricco, he has to take his shirt off.
Yeah.
They were joking. They said they wanted me to look like a creature because I was like in an exhibit, you know, and so I started like popping up and stuff, and so I like was eating the cord. Anyway, funny stuff. I got out, by the way. Gino Palencia, that's Brina's brother, was lovely enough to slide a couple PCI slot metal things there, and I jerry-rigged the door open. You heard a drum roll. It's like, and my lockpicking leveled up. And I was, because I'm a natural rogue, that's like, I always roll that class or a thief, I picked that lock, and I got out, so freed myself. Free yourself. The moral of that story is
Ricco,
free yourself.
You said you're arachnophobic and claustrophobic?
And claustrophobic.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I did not know you were scared of spiders.
Like lightly.
I feel like I've wasted so much potential.
Right?
We're roommates, by the way.
I didn't mean to, like, now that you know,
Yeah.
don't get spiders. Don't get spiders.
I think
Don't like
I've
spiders.
always wanted a pet spider.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a tarantula?
Yeah. Or like I considered it a pet, but we were really just sort of acquaintances. Okay, I had a garden spider that wouldn't let me out of my back door because it built its nest directly outside of it. And so I just left it there. And then she laid eggs. And then
no.
yeah, I kept the eggs safe. Yeah. And then at some point I'm sure my
Tamaki
backyard was
for
just
spider
covered in
mom.
spiders.
Spiders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what if Tamaki ate a spider? Could he make the silk, you think? Okay, sorry. Anyway, booth story.
Game theory.
Will you go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Okay. I want to preface this by apologizing if this story offends anybody. But this is definitely the most awkward experience I've had in the booth, and I think because of that, the funniest experience, at least in hindsight. So this goes way back to when I was recording on the first show where I got a lead role. The show was called Phantom, and I was the voice of Ein. And at some point in this show, Ein gets shot in the hip area. And another character in the show, a male character, comes up to be very concerned and bends over her to try to tend to the wound. This was a long time ago. I believe I was still a teenager at the time.
Wow.
That I was recording this. Tyler Walker was the director on this show, and he's wonderful and is extremely professional. I don't remember who the ADR engineer was at the time, but also whoever it was, very professional. They were always very sensitive to the fact that, because when I started working at Funimation, I was under the age of 18, so they were all very mindful of that.
Respectful, yeah.
Very respectful, yeah. And so the way this scene was set up, my character was laying on the ground, writhing in pain. Remember, the wound is in her pelvic area. The male character is bending over that area, tending to the wound. And you're, from the perspective of the audience, you just see my character laying and you see him bending over. You can't see what he's actually doing. And my character's in a lot of pain. And the scene called for...
Okay. I was like, where's the...
You're like, oh no, don't do it.
I
The
can
scene
intuit.
called for my character, and it's like, listen, this has already been done in Japanese, so I just have to do it the way they did it, right? I don't have a say in the matter. My character is writhing in pain and is audibly in pain for, I think it was 2 minutes and 36 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I guess the bullet was deep in there. It took him a while to get in there and get it. So for like 2 minutes and 36 seconds, and I know like Tyler was out there like praying like, please do this right, so we only have to do this in one take.
time.
So for 2 minutes and 36 seconds, and I'm like, I don't know, 17, 18 at the time, I'm having to go, and Tyler's just sitting there
Like a
like,
dolphin.
I'm picturing that on a rock band track, like the notes you'd have to hit.
Do you remember what he said when it was over?
yeah, he said, I'm so sorry. And like they didn't know I think it's like they didn't know if it was like okay to laugh. And like make a joke out of it because they're like, she's a minor. I don't. And the scene was not supposed to be sexual at all. It was very much. It just so happens that the noise that you make when you're in a lot of pain is really similar to a noise you make at other times. And the way it was animated was just unfortunate. Your turn.
Aaron.
Aaron, hey, Aaron Dismuke.
Okay.
Aaron Dismuke, everyone.
I also started funny young, and I was later diagnosed with attention deficit disorder. So I think I'd like that to be known before I get into this. But basically, I was like a menace in the booth when I was doing Full Metal Alchemist, and I was like, 11 to 12 years old. So I would fidget a lot, and they had a little stool in there, and so like a lot of what I would do for like the pre-take is I would lean back, like sort of like this. And we have a 3-beep system, so you hear like beep, 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 and then on an imaginary 4th beep, you're supposed to go.
Yep.
So I would go like, I'd be like leaning back, beep, 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 and then I'd say my line. Go up to the mic and say my line. And it,
Sounds safe.
It sort of kept things exciting for me. Added a little bit of an element of danger.
Did the chair sound ever get into the final mix?
Oh, yeah. So that would happen. And also, there was a metal bowl in front of the microphone. And sometimes I would hit that into the microphone.
I don't know what happened. Your character
for
was.
Al. Right,
Yeah.
That's right.
Al was just suddenly sitting in a chair for some scenes when you cut back, and so that it would be continuity.
Well, we would re-record. Yeah. But yeah, so in this case, what happened to me is the stool, instead of it like going back the way I wanted it to, like this, the bottom 2 legs that my weight was on, they slipped out from under me.
No.
And so because the little whisper booth was so small, it actually wedged me in place. Yeah, like it was like the wall, me, the stool at an angle. And also there was like a loud crashing sound. And there's like a little window in these booths. So Mike couldn't see me, but there's like this crashing sound. I realize I've messed up terribly. And I'm quite quiet. I'm considering my options here. And I'm kind of scared to move, because like if I move, like it's gonna slip out all the way, and then I'm on the ground, and I could really mess up some equipment. So there's like a 2-second pause, then Mike's like, "Aaron,
Are you dead?"
Yeah, and I was just like, "Help me."
From afar, because you're this far. Yeah. Help me. You're like,
Yep.
That's hilarious.
that's pretty good.
I'm sorry, I just got this image stuck in my head now of like, Ricco, the Aaron Andre show scene where he's like, let me in, you're like, let me out! That in my head. I love asking that question, thank you guys. You guys already made this my favorite panel of the day. Don't tell the Overwatch guys.
You say that to every panel.
Don't tell the Overwatch fans.
Stop.
That you say that to all the guests.
All right, so go ahead and let's start the Q&A. So
Bardic.
please introduce yourself. Go ahead and adjust the mic and ask away.
Hi, my name's Cecilia, and my question is, was it difficult for you guys to figure out your voices for your characters, or was it really easy?
You want to start on that side?
Start with me? Okay, sure. In this situation, specifically for me, Colleen, the director, she was very, very helpful, and from the start kind of gave me an idea of what she wanted the character to sound like. And so she told me, I want you to stick to pretty much your regular speaking voice, but just, infused with lots of energy and giddiness and excitement. And so it wasn't too difficult for me, for obvious reasons. So for this one, and I think for most shows that I've worked on, usually the director from the start will give me an idea and be like, okay, so for this character, I want you to go, lower into your register, or, oh, this is a really teeny tiny little cutesy girl, so we want it, high pitched and cutesy. And if the first voice that comes out they don't like, then they give me adjustments, and we kind of work on it from there.
I auditioned for Tamaki, so I did two passes that I sent to Colleen. And her notes were basically like, this character is like really nervous, but also don't be annoying. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, I'll just be convinced that I am annoying. And that'll handle the nervousness.
That should work perfectly, right?
Yeah. So then I just did one that was like really low energy and lower pitched, and then one that was like a little higher energy, and we ended up going pretty low energy. Yeah. Which I like.
You're like, oh, I'm inconveniencing everyone. Oh no. Yeah, I auditioned for Mirio as well, and I didn't know what I was auditioning for, but Colleen said you're either going to be a really bad guy or a really good guy. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I gave a couple reads, and she had me go a little bit further on it. And once I figured out I was cast and we worked on it on the first episode, she was like, yeah, this is just you. It's just you, and which is like usually when a director says that, it's like, oh, okay, so like normal voice. But she was like, no, I mean it energetically, like when you're outside going like, come on, guys, yeah, you can do push-ups. Yeah, hey, you got like 5 minutes? Oh, you want to get fit? Let's go. Oh, you know what's really cool? There's a park across the street. You want to do some handstands? Like, oh, you want to?
You don't understand. This is actually what Ricco
Yeah.
says.
If we're just hanging out.
Rio's
Yeah.
just
This
Ricco.
is not an exaggeration.
So, like,
this
which
is.
I was very honored because I think he's just a great lad.
It's like Horikoshi wrote the part for you.
I know.
It's amazing.
And so when Colleen said that, I was very flattered. At the same time, I was like, oh, it's easy. So I'm talking to a bunch of freshmen. All right, you ready, first years? Hell yeah, let's go. None of them respond. I love, what's that line? I'm like, well, the future's gonna be. Gonna be what? I love it in the background.
response
I'm like,
totally
"Aw,
failed."
Man, you guys suck. I'm like, but like in a good way. Anyway, but it's yeah. So in a very sweet way, it's just me.
I love, can I just say as an aside real quick, I actually like really hard laughed at like when they were talking about your powers and she said you're like a crappy video game.
Yeah.
And you're like, ha, that's pretty funny.
Can I tell you guys, in that episode, I thought she said, you sound like a beep in video game. I thought she said like a curse word. I was like, what happened? And she's, oh, buggy video game. I was like, oh my God.
Because that's
Listen for it next.
That's what I thought when I heard about your power. I thought it was like going into the Skyrim engine and pressing toggle the no clip and
Yeah,
just T-posing through the wall.
Yeah, Morrowind, I just freaking like infinity jump
Mirio
away.
win.
Loading all the different zones. Seen a little bit.
Your anti-aliasing hasn't loaded yet.
Just clipping. My
Sorry,
man.
nerd jokes. So for me, I auditioned for 2 characters, and that was Overhaul and Tamaki. And she sent the auditions over. Overhaul was originally going to be very much more Stephen Bloomy, so he was going to sound like this, and he was going to always be like this. But then I realized, oh wait, he's like 26, so he probably hasn't smoked that many cigarettes. So what Colleen did, I sent both in, and she said, hey, can you do what you did for Tamaki's voice and reread Overhaul? So Overhaul was my audition for Tamaki. So Beta Tamaki. And then when I went in, she was like, maybe we like change it up just a little bit, just so he sounds more evil. So I tried something like this again, and it's like, nah, Shigaraki always sounds like that. So we just ended up going really, really intense and really judgy and really emo. And that's sort of how we found it. It's just me if I went to Hot Topic more.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
I like your hat.
Oh, thank you. I like it too.
It says Plus Ultra.
It does. First of all, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. I was wondering, so of all the shows or projects or whatever you've worked on, what do you think's like something that's, I guess, underrated, or you'd be like, when someone comes up to you, like, oh man, awesome, I never get to talk about that. So what's something like that that you wish more people saw, or something you appreciate?
Right away, I'm going to say Grimgar, Fantasy, and Ashes and Illusions. Ah, see? You see? That's what I'm talking about. One of my favorite roles, again, rogue character in a sort of sword art online kind of world, beautiful watercolor, animation, music's incredible, everything I like about a video game, except for in an anime, and I get to play the rogue, and he's the lead, and it's like, wonder upon wonders. There's just so many beautiful things in this show, and yeah, it just kind of like petered out. I'm like, no, but yep.
For me, I voiced for a video game by Zoink Games, who made Stick It to the Man. If anybody knows that, no? Okay. And it's a game, it actually showed at E3, but it's like this purple and black world that's just filled with like creatures. There's no words, it's just a bunch of animal sounds. So I did all of the animal noises, and it was the most fun I'd had. They like had me do like for bears and stuff.
Ooh,
and
that's
like,
good.
like for
that's
birds.
Great.
good.
You're so
That's pretty
talented. So good.
And like
The rest of the panel's just 45 minutes of him doing
dogs
animals.
and stuff. So it was just filling this whole world up with like that kind of stuff. It was just so much fun, and I found that just like a couple people have come up to me and said, "I love your work in Fea," but there's never really been a huge fan base for it, and I'm really sad because we worked hard on that one.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's the underrated one that I love the most.
Awesome.
Some good sounds.
I have a couple. The first one that came to mind was from a while ago, called Shangri-La. I played a character named Kuniko, and I really loved working on this character because she just is one of these, she's a young girl who was she was just one of these like strong, independent ladies, you know? And I love that. So that was a great one. Also directed by Tyler Walker. This happened after Phantom, and I think this was like I'm sorry.
I'll
here
make
you
this
go.
up to you. I'm sorry, again.
No, but the other one that comes to mind was a little bit more recent, Konohana Kitan. That is just, it's one of these like warm and fuzzy shows that just like makes you feel like really cuddly and safe.
Yeah.
And I love that. You know, when you're in the right mood, it's a really just sweet, heartwarming show. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Good question.
Hello. Come on over.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, that mic is hot.
Did the microphone shock you too?
No. It just
Startled you how loud
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
just not used to microphones. I'm so excited for season 4.
So are we.
So are we.
I just yeah.
Yeah.
My question's for you. I just started watching Ace Attorney. I'm playing the game right now.
Yeah.
What happens if your I have trouble. I love your character. She's my third girl. I like
thank
Momo
you.
and Pinky.
Oh, thank you.
What would happen? Your My Hero Academia character meets Maya Fey.
I think that they would be great friends.
Probably.
I think they would get along famously.
And probably Phoenix Wright will have to help one of you guys with a murder or something.
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
those two would bond over astrology, like
Ooh, yeah, I
telling
see
each
that.
other signs.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini. What are you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Thank
love
you.
that.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Conjecture.
So my question doesn't actually relate to My Hero Academia, but instead live action work. I've seen some of your guys' stuff, most notably for Ricco, the Troubadours, Alan Zimmerman.
Oh my gosh, that's an old. Holy cow! You pulled that out of like the sands of time, bro.
Yeah, I looked you up on YouTube, and that was one of the first ones. And then
Wow.
for Lindsay, I have also seen you play Emily in the final. It's a
Oh,
horror
that's
movie where you torture
awesome.
people. That was a pretty good movie. So my question is, what is your favorite live action role if you have performed in live action?
Holy smokes.
Well, for me, I would say my favorite was Emily in the final. So this was a role I did back when I was still in high school, and it was a horror film. I believe, if any of you are interested, it at one point at least was available on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, I think. I have no idea if it still is, but it's called The Final. And yeah, I played a kind of emo high school girl who's kind of an outcast, and she gets teased at school. And she and her other outcast friends anonymously host this costume party, and then they spike the punch and torture all the mean kids who.
That sounds like an
tease them.
anime.
It's
That sounds like what anime is this?
Yeah, so
Assassination.
no, but it
Classroom.
was a really fun
was Danganronpa.
project to work on. Yeah, no, it was a cool film to work on, and it actually got picked up by Lionsgate, which was cool for distribution. Yeah, that was my favorite.
The only thing I've done is like live action film is Confessionals, which is like. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's like it's sort of parodies of a bunch of anime voice actors, and I play Jamie Marchi's abused intern. Yeah,
Perfect.
I'm required to do many menial chores, and it's pretty funny. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, and it just got picked up for distribution too from like a random company that it was the first film I've ever worked on. And ironically, that's how I got into Funimation. I met Brina Palencia on the set of a movie called All the Wrong Friends. Guys, is bad. Like, is that like, and in the best way possible, because I made like lifelong friends. And this is how art works, right? You work on a movie or something together. We were filming in Oklahoma in Enos Mall, not Enos. Enos. I was corrected many times. Oklahoma. We shot out there. A big tornado came through while we were filming. Bathrooms all got destroyed. Like water came up and stuff. It was a hard film set. We were shooting like 16 hours, going to sleep. We were doing night shoots, rotating shoots. Crazy schedule. Film students first year, like way fun, and also just tiring. But I met Brina one night during, because we didn't have scenes together. I was like playing guitar outside. She's like, "Oh, you sing? Do you want to maybe go audition at this place called Funimation?" I was like, "What's that?" And so that's how I got started actually in the industry. And I'll say that movie because we ended up just kind of taking the script and like throwing it out because every single actor there was an improver. And so it was supposed to be a super like dark horror movie, but we had Sean O'Connor, amazing improv comedian, Brina, who's wonderful. A lot of our pals were very funny. So they were like, okay, this scene starts here, drugs happen, that guy leaves, gets shot by the murderer. And we just like kind of improv'd it. Like, but it wound up becoming a really interesting flick. I say interesting because that's a very flexible word. But yeah, you should check it out at some point. All the Wrong Friends, and that's a little genesis story of Brina and my friendship and how I got into voice acting.
I'll keep mine short so we can get more questions. But I recently got to be a spoken extra in a film by RZA, who's a rapper, if you guys know about that. And it's called Cutthroat City. It actually it's so awesome because it premiered its trailer at San Diego Comic-Con last year, and I made it into that cut. I play like a security guard with my hair like all the way to the side, like all prim and proper. And I like get a shotgun pointed at me, and I like crawl across the floor, because they're robbing the place that I'm guarding. So it was a lot of fun to do. I got to go to New Orleans for that, and it was just a lot of fun to work with RZA and everybody there. So yeah, that's coming out soon. If you guys like real life stories, because it's about Hurricane Katrina and the struggles of that.
What was it called again?
Cutthroat City.
Cutthroat City.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Well, my name is Alexis, and my question is, what's your guys' favorite line from like the show My Hero?
Favorite My Hero line. Favorite My Hero line.
From
any character? Not like.
Yeah, any
Okay,
character.
cool.
That any character
Any
is said?
character.
Oh, shoot.
The
I
Buggy
want to go
video-
home.
Yeah, that Buggy video game one was pretty funny. I kind of like when.
Oh my God. I can't
What's the guy
wait.
with the grapes?
Minetta.
Minetta.
Right over there. Minetta.
I like
The
when-
grapes?
I like when he's
But I like how like
when he's
everyone knew
talking about,
exactly
like,
who he
his
was talking about.
stool in the water place, so like the balls are extra sticky. I love that part because I was convinced that Brina improv that.
She's good. She's
She
good at
is
improv.
really
Dude.
good,
Yeah,
yeah.
she'll do that. I guess a funny one that sticks with me just because I was thinking of Mirio. I tried to make it so you didn't see my willy. But anyway, that's a sample of my power.
Do you have one?
I'm trying to think.
Compost.
I can
cake.
say my favorite overhaul line while you're thinking. if
Okay.
you want. I said it already, but you guys are sick. What you need is a cure. It's
With
just
a
like
smile.
so to the point and curt. And he hasn't said a lot, so I don't really have many options.
You're looking through the lines.
Well, I just generally like really enjoy the scene where the big three are in the classroom for the first time and like meeting everybody, and Nejirai's like asking everybody all of these very personal questions because she's so curious and wants to know everything about everybody. And I especially laughed when she asked about the balls on Minetta's head, and I remember
asked
exactly
about my balls.
Yeah, she asked about my balls. Yeah.
So good. I like what you just said. Way to go, Mirio. By the way, was that improv?
No, it wasn't improv.
I never got to ask you
Yeah.
about that. I was like, that's cute as hell.
Way to go, Mirio!
I have
Permeation!
I have a really, really quick question. The outtake reel, when you were like in the ground at Deku.
Oh, yeah.
How did that happen? How did you like
you
do
just-
an outtake perfectly to sync like that? We never do that.
Oh,
with
bro.
Benzu.
Oh, I bomb everyone. These guys can attest to it. It's called a bomb when you leave a little gift for your friend and they have to go record afterwards. Aaron, I'm sure can attest. And I'm not sure if I got to bomb you, Lindsay,
I don't
too
think
much.
I don't remember having a bomb from you.
What happens, and this is just a quick thing for you, a bonus, like was that you know, when you're seeing the animation in the Japanese, they'll be speaking. You can kind of usually guess at like the timing of the speech. If it's something kind of funny and you feel the cadence and the flow after you've done it for a while, you can kind of just say stuff. And if the engineer is paying attention, they'll record it. So in this case, I was just like, gushing about how I could just like show my face. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I've just been sitting here watching you all day. Like being like, and I said something like really weird about like, by the way,
whispered.
yeah, we use the same toothpaste. Like, and so I said like, and then Colleen was laughing and she's like, oh my God, can you like do one like for real quick? And I was like, sure. And so after we did the line, I went in and I did it. And so, yeah.
So Colleen requested.
It was inspired by the bomb, and then I just went and did like one take, and she's like, "That's great, we're good."
I have to say the only time I've ever done that so far is we're working on Cells at Work right now over at Bang Zoom,
that's good shit.
and I get to be one of the white blood cells. So there's what bad words can we say on this panel?
Gotta bleep it.
Children, earmuffs.
Yeah. There's this part where they're playing dodgeball or something, and we're PG-13. Yeah, it's definitely PG-13. We're ragging on Robbie Damon's character, and because we're all the boys and we have that familial bond. It's like, hey, do it. It was perfectly to sound. I think it's going to end up in the outtake
And you're a
reel.
white blood cell.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite
I'm
is
a
when
big
like
buffo.
the bomb is actually they end up deciding to use the bomb in the final recording. That happened to me in Assassination Classroom. So I also, other than Nagisa, I'm also the voice of Kunudon, the little acorn mascot thing. And one time when Kunudon came up in an episode, I think it was where Kunudon was talking about how, or Kunudon finds out that Class 3E like got to go on the trip. And so Kunudon's like really upset and is like, oh, are you kidding me? And I don't remember what the line was supposed to be, but as a bomb, Joel had me say, I'm not allowed to say the F word right now, right?
No.
Okay,
No.
cool. Great.
Here, I'll bleep you. when it
No,
comes to
don't.
it.
I'll just say, so he's like, as a bomb, like say, F that, but not saying F, saying the actual word. Yeah. What they ended
you know
up
what
doing was they kept it, but then just bleeped over the F word. And it turned out really funny.
Anyway, thank you for the question.
Thank you, Deku. Plus Ultra. Yo.
Hi. So
Hello.
I'm Bella.
Bella.
And my question is, if you all had your own quirks, what would you want them to be?
I want to control electricity. Kaminari's my boy. He's been my boy since day one. I was a fan of this stuff before I got into it, so Kaminari's been my boy from the start. I love being a Pikachu. Yeah.
There's a weird, I shouldn't say weird, but like a character not well known in the Marvel universe called Longshot, who has really, 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 really good luck. And I thought that would be something funny because whenever I roll role-playing characters and there's a luck stat, I like to max it out, just because random cool stuff will happen. Like your enemy just gets crushed by a rock, and you're
So,
like,
like,
go. That's great. I don't got to do anything. That wasn't my fault. And I just collect this treasure.
Like Domino in Deadpool 2.
Like Domino and Deadpool
Yeah.
too. So yeah, I would say I would love if my quirk was just like crazy good luck.
That would be, you would play it off so well too.
I'm like,
You just go through with a smile. And just like,
I would really like to not require any sleep at all and never have to sleep because I would get so much done.
Productive girl.
Yeah.
Sleepless.
There were a
girl
couple.
that never sleeps.
There were a couple mid-range. I think teleportation is awesome, but it's too powerful. So like for like a fair one, like the power to be able to tell if anybody is lying and also to be believed when I say they're lying. I'd
power
be
of
so fun at
suggestion.
parties. Like, that's a lie. You're full of it. And then everybody would be like, gee, why did you say that lie? Anyway, yeah.
You're not
I
going
think
to
there's
get
a-
invited to a lot of parties.
No, probably not.
Or you're playing
You
Texas
become
Hold'em.
You become unpopular so quick.
Or to make people smell whatever I want them to, which would also get me uninvited from parties.
What is the hand
Anybody
gesture
smell
that goes
burnt
with that?
toast?
Like when you make them smell, is it like?
Like farts.
Like I'm like my fingers are going into their nostrils. Kind of.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
I just
Smell
wanted.
this.
I needed to know that, guys. That was for me. Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Smell this is your catchphrase. Yeah.
Finger guns. Just.
Hi.
Is that
Hello.
Scarlet Witch?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
Well done.
Thanks. So, my name is Christina, and this question is mostly geared towards Aaron Dismuke and Lindsay Seidel.
Seidel, yeah.
Yeah.
You were close. Actually, you know what? You did the correct German pronunciation.
Seidel.
I actually pronounce it wrong. Continue.
So, from what I know, you two started voice acting at a pretty young age. How did changes to your voice while growing up through processes such as puberty affect your performance at the time? And did you do anything to fix voice cracks and stuff?
I'll start. So there's actually a YouTube video, or there was at one point, called "The Death of Aaron's Voice," that featured a scene
God.
from Conqueror of Shambhala in which I'm having this very emotional scene, and I was 14, and so it was like the last time that I was able to be out, that I was high pitched enough, and so I'm like, "Brother, I just got you back!" Sorry, I'm sorry about that. I should have gone further off the mic. So yeah, being a man's tough. Also Trinity Blood is just full of voice cracks. And basically, like, Mike McFarlane, the director, he was just like, yeah, it seems natural to me. We're going to keep it. There were a couple times where he was like, all right, well, I mean, you just cracked that entire line was a voice crack, so we might do that again. But he felt that they sounded natural overall and that it was, a fairly cool thing that worked. I cringe whenever I hear some of the scenes from...
That's funny. I am going to go back and watch that.
Please no.
I will.
We're going to project that on the wall. And
Yeah, next up,
force
Fucker
you to
Shambhala,
stay
everyone.
and watch it.
Can you imagine if
Hold
we
on,
had
I'm
it
on
set
it.
up? That'd be crazy. It's like, no.
So for me, I would say that as I got older, it got easier for me to do a wider range of like different types of voices. When I first started, I remember it was especially challenging for me to do characters that called for like a lower voice. That was harder for me when I was a lot younger. And what helped a lot was getting cast in roles of characters that were more androgynous, such as Ruka in Steins Gate, and even playing characters who were like older female characters who were supposed to have kind of like a deeper, maybe more sinister voice. Those were really, really challenging for me when I first started out when I was much younger, and it just took, it's like, your voice is like a muscle, and like the more you stretch it and the longer you work on it, the more you can do. And so as I got older and as my voice matured and it naturally, my voice kind of dropped lower, those voices became easier to do, but I still was able to, because I kept it up with practice, still am able to do like the higher pitch stuff that I would do more so when I was younger. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So we're going to try to get through these next questions as quick as we can. He's got a little bit of time, so come on up.
All right.
Dobby.
I was thinking that's crazy. We just met, guys, by the way. That's like synergy.
Long lost brothers.
Come on up.
Hi, my name's Ricky. Oh, sorry. Hi, my name's Ricky, and my question is, if you had to voice a villain character, who would it be and why? From My Hero
Overhaul.
Academia.
If you had to voice a villain character.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll.
Oh, from
Overhaul.
any or just?
Overhaul. All of us would.
Yeah, all of us
steal
over.
Kellen's job.
Stain.
We all want your job, Kellen.
I'll go with Stain. Rob McCullum, who is the voice of the Boppet, by the way, and Stain. Roll him under the bus. Yeah, I'd love to be Stain twice.
Yeah.
Why?
Why Stain?
Yeah, that was part of it.
Oh, my apologies. Stain.
Yeah, right now you're sitting at a B-, Rico, and if you want to raise your grade to an A, you got to say why.
Man, all right. I want to choose Stain because he's really cool, and the way that people follow him, it's like he could be a hero, but actually, like, he's a villain because he's bad and he was fighting all the heroes. But it's really cool because also he's got to get that blood. No spoilers. Sorry if you guys haven't seen it. You're
You
My Hero
spelled-
panel. You know about it.
You spelled hero wrong.
Anyway, it's because of the philosophy, how people like want to follow him because of Stain's ideals, and I thought that was pretty wicked, considering he's a villain. But people are like, no, he's like true and real, and you're like, whoa, perspective.
Overhaul because he could explode people.
Explode. Spaghetti.
Load.
Overhaul, because I found out that Kellen got to audition for Tamaki, and now I feel threatened.
Yo,
And so I'm lashing out.
I was actually, I love my boy. Don't get me wrong, but your hero costume's sick. I love Assassin's
pretty
Creed,
cool.
dude.
He's got a cool mask.
Plague Doctor. Yeah.
Try it on.
True. Put it on.
No, it'll ruin my makeup.
Someday.
Overhaul only wears eyeliner.
Yeah.
Smells nice. Thank you.
Thank you, too.
I had a mint.
You had a mint. I was like, smells nice.
Mirio Hall. Mirio Overhaul. Oh, the little Froppy.
How's it going, Froppy?
Hello. It's my birthday today.
It's your
Happy birthday!
Happy
What's your
birthday.
name?
Layla,
Layla? Happy birthday, Layla.
thank you.
How old are you today?
11.
11. That's awesome.
So, I was wondering, while you're voice recording, have you ever had to like change your lines at the last second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time we go in fact.
With
yeah.
dubbing, sometimes it doesn't like match to the mouth flaps, right? So sometimes they'll add in like an extra because or to and it makes it not completely grammatically correct, but it makes it very accurate to screen.
I
So-
talk very quickly, and so people like new engineers are getting hired right now at that Funimation, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Ricco talks really fast. You gotta have a couple words." Because I fill up the flaps very quickly. Because if you haven't noticed, I talk very fast. You have a beautiful cosplay, by the way,
That was-
Froppy.
Yeah,
Great.
you look awesome.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah, I actually adapt scripts for the English version as my full-time job. So those lines, I can tell you, are very subject to change. The translation has already been super changed by the time it gets to the booth. Yeah, by people like me. And if we don't do our job quite perfectly, they have to extra fix it, which happens. Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty much every time you go in to record, it's not going to necessarily be for every single line that you do. Some of them, fit great into the flaps of the mouth, but it's happens all the time where either the line is too long or it's too short. So they either need to take away words or add in words, or sometimes the director just does not like the line at all, regardless of whether or not the line fits, and they're like,
Right.
that doesn't even make sense. And so they just completely rewrite the line, or they're like, this isn't how people talk. Never on your scripts, Aaron.
Never on yours.
Never yours. No, really though. Actually, yours have been really good. The ones
Cue
I worked
Attack on
Yeah.
Titan music.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you. Happy birthday!
Yo, it's me.
Hello, it's a duo.
And
Hello, and
Ari,
Ari.
right?
Hey.
I'm sorry in advance.
My lovely daughter.
Yeah.
You're my lovely daughter.
No spoilers, no spoilers.
So my question was, what do you most like about your characters?
What do I most? I like his drive. He knows what he wants, and he'll go to many lengths to get it. But he's very inspiring. I've seen people who liken him to Buddha because he has his 8 followers who he sort of inspires and like reincarnates and gives new life and new purpose. So I like that he's a leader because I'm not.
You are on this show, buddy. I would say the never say quit of Mirio, because just you push, go. Yeah, like keep going.
Yeah.
I'd say it's the despite his anxiety about like public speaking and stuff like that, like he does know his strengths, and that's a bit of a spoiler. But yeah, Tamaki he's not as self-deprecating as you might think. Yeah.
I just love Nejire's energy and her enthusiasm, her bubbliness, her ability to talk to anybody. Yeah, she's just a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you. Eddie.
Hi. So mine's actually pretty simple. What's your favorite thing about being a part of My Hero?
Favorite thing about being a part of My Hero?
Favorite thing about this.
Yeah.
This is
Took mine.
way up there. Thank you guys so much.
You guys.
I've loved superheroes since I was a kid, and I've also loved anime. I was a big Naruto weeb in middle school. So to have those two worlds collide and also be a villain with, is because I love being villains. We get to be so powerful and stuff. But and also I get to meet cool people like these three. I've never met these people in real life before, but we became like family over the past 2 days. It's incredible. So yes, I there's too many things to say. Hey, Ricco.
I'd say being a part of something so epic, guys. This show is massive, and I know that's an understatement because I grew up watching Dragon Ball. Then I was sitting in Chris's studio, Sabbath. He plays Vegeta, and I was hanging there, and he plays All Might. And he was talking about being in conventions and having Vegeta there and All Might, and there's this interesting feeling of like, My Hero is like the new jam, man. Like to be a part of that. It's a little mind-blowing. Yeah. So, it's hard to compass in words. I feel similarly. Yep.
Yeah. What they said.
Thank you.
I mean, I would just be repeating, basically. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you guys so much.
For those of you that didn't get to ask your questions, you guys are first in line tomorrow, all right? Promise.
Hi, my name's
Hello.
Hi, my name's
Hi.
Hush. And
Your name's what? I'm sorry.
Hush.
Hush.
Yes. And my question is, what's been the most difficult part about voice acting for My Hero Academia?
We haven't really had too much airtime yet.
Well, yeah. So far, it's been for me, and this is just because we were doing it over like it's Skype, but it's not. It's Source Connect is what it's called. So there has always been like a 10-second delay between what I say and Colleen, the director. So we always end up like interrupting each other. So that sort of makes the session longer. So I've had to learn to stay quiet, as hard it is for me. But yeah.
Not really many difficulties, honestly. I haven't had too much airtime yet, and like I said earlier, it's just me, like in regards to voicing it. So, not to sound like a lame, but like this is actually one of the easier things I've had to voice in a while. I mean, the energy's all there, so. Power. Yeah, I'm just sorry. I wish I could answer your question.
No, it's fine.
Like in the.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I see people are leaving. If you want to find us and, like ask us more questions or maybe get a picture, an autograph or something, we're going to be signing downstairs. I'm going to be signing at 4 in the hall. And when are you guys going to be signing next? Yeah, 4:30?
4:30, something like that. Anyway, yeah.
Sure.
And you can follow us on social media and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, Is your answer similar to Ricco's?
Yes.
Yeah. I think, we haven't quite done enough to have had, like, really zoomed in on a difficulty aside from, like, finding the voice in the first place.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing since you're our last question, right?
Yes.
The one thing though, I read ahead. I went to school for theater, and so I read everything about a character when I can and like absorb it all. I'm not the kind of type to be like, surprise me in the booth. I know everything about this and more as much as I can. Yeah. And I would say one difficulty is like getting too far ahead. Because I start planning, I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful moment. Oh, this is incredible. Oh God, I can't wait to play that. How am I gonna do this? That can be spinning your tires a bit when it comes, you know what I mean? Like, we haven't even we don't have the script yet. Like,
Nope.
So,
No,
anyway.
actually, I do have an answer. Yeah. No. The hardest part for me so far has been when we finished and then they were like, cool, now you have to wait till October before you
Waiting
get
is
to
the
see your
hardest
characters
part,
again.
as Tom-
That's
as Tom
been
Petty
the
said.
most challenging part.
Yeah.
Good question.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming out here.
Yeah. So, Lindsay, where can they find you on Twitter?
Twitter at severely Lindsay, and that is Lindsay spelled with an A, not an E.
Aaron.
Aaron __ Dismuke.
Ricco.
At Ricco Fajardo.
And I'm at Kellen Goff.
Thank you guys for coming out here. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you guys. It's a great group.
Plus Ultra!
Plus Ultra!